Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I'm standing up today, and the reason I'm standing up is because I am ready to preach the word. I'm going to preach hell, fire, and brimstone here about this topic. Nah, I'm just joking. I've been sitting at my desk working all morning and I just felt like standing up for a change. I don't ever do that one. I thought about doing something cute like people do with their videos on here with the name of that title. I thought about getting that Jack Nicholson clip from A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth, but then in the end I'm like, nah, I don't need a gimmick. We're just going to talk about the subject. Anyway, I talked to you, I think in one of the last videos about some of the research I'm doing, and some of the research I'm doing is about possible deficiencies in a raw vegan lifestyle. There's deficiencies in a vegan lifestyle to watch out for in general, but there's probably some even extra ones to watch out for if you're just eating raw. Anyway, the specifics, and I'm going to have a video on that before long. Hopefully I'm making this on Thursday. I need a little bit more time to put some notes together on a few of the items, but hopefully this weekend I'll make the one with about 5 or 6 of the top deficiencies that we need to look out for. So this is just kind of leading me on a train of thought. You know, I'm looking for the deficiencies. I'm trying to fill in the gaps in my raw food knowledge and in the way that I'm eating and taking care of myself. So the other night, you know, I'm going to read you what I've got. I just started free writing some notes about this subject and about just kind of this train of thought in general, because this has gotten, you know, it's like talking the other day in the video, if you saw it, about me talking about being open-minded, and staying open-minded is one of the most important things to remember on this journey to health. Not this journey to be vegan, not this journey to be raw for, not this journey to be raw vegan, but on this journey to health, because that's what we're seeking. So the reason for the title is I'm sure there's a lot of raw vegans out there. Can you take the truth? Can you change your thought patterns if some of the things you are doing you find out not to be working for you or not to be right? Or are you just going to keep detoxing it up to your detox? I mean, are you going to keep chalking it up to the fact you're detoxing 3 years later? Not everything is detox. There's a lot of detox, but not everything is. So as I've said before, we have to be willing to adapt, and we have to be able to follow the information and follow the truth wherever it goes, or the truth as we see it, and only you can determine that for yourself. But that's why, like I say, you need to keep educating yourself and studying. Up until just a few weeks ago, I knew a few things. You know, I knew that I needed to kind of keep an eye on B12. I knew I needed my vitamin D. Vitamin D is pretty much a no-brainer for me here because I've got sun all the time. In fact, I'm debating whether to get about 30 minutes here before I go to work. But then I start looking into others, and you know, I go down the rabbit hole, and I start looking. I do piece on Brazil nuts, and I start finding out about selenium. I start finding out about iodine. I start watching who I consider reputable, qualified people talking about possible deficiencies in our diet. The other night I even am watching this guy. He's a doctor. I don't know, I haven't checked him out enough yet, and I know he sells a product, so I want to check him out a little bit more. But I watched a piece with John from OK Raw, Jameis Sheridan. Dr. Jameis Sheridan. Now, a lot of what he said was making a lot of sense in just a couple of videos I've watched so far. And he's talking about, like, he's been doing this. I think he said he's been vegan for something like 26, 27 years. And I don't know how long he's been raw. But he brought up a good point. There are not very many cases to study or to draw from of long-term people doing this lifestyle. Not to mean it can't be done, but there's just not a whole lot of case studies of people that have been successful in the raw vegan lifestyle over a long period of time, or even in the vegan. So basically what he was getting at, instead of, like, he wasn't knocking raw vegan. I think he's still, if he's not 100% raw vegan, he's mostly raw vegan. But he was saying what I say all the time: we have to take responsibility, and we have to know what's going on, and we have to fill in those gaps. You know, if it means taking supplementation, eating a little differently, or whatever. Let me get to my notes that I had here. And like I say, these are just some things I was just free writing here, just more to keep stuff in my head than anything else. But a lot of it, sometimes when I write at night, when I have no other thoughts or pressures on myself, that's the time when I can really get to the heart of the matter the most. And the first question I asked myself: are you truly seeking the highest level of health, or or are you caught up in a doctrine, doing something blindly without necessarily listening to your body? Me, as someone who's been high raw vegan for almost 2.5 years now, I know way more than I did a year ago. Even in the last 6 months, my diet has evolved. I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly trying to learn something new. I'm constantly trying to correct mistakes. And as a seeker, I want to know all the facts and try to be as balanced as possible when it comes to food. And that means to me to be open-minded and not get bound to any particular philosophy. I learn new things every day that take me down many different roads. Recently, I've been deepening my research to include possible deficiencies and how to avoid them, realizing that it is not quite as simple as just putting fruits and vegetables in your mouth. I mean, I thought when I first got into this, I'm going to be the nature boy. I'm just going to live and eat off the trees and whatever. And, you know, with the depletion of the soil, with the chemicals out there, with the chemicals we've put in our body for years and years and years, that it might just be stagnating. And there's just a multitude of reasons that we have to do more than just grab some fruit and vegetables and eat it. We have to make sure we're getting everything that we're supposed to be getting. And it all goes back to balance. I always try, you know, it's all about balance. Life is all about balance. If you just remember one thing, that is what it's all about, is balance. And balance has just made sense to me with the raw vegan lifestyle. I mean, I haven't gone to the extremes. I mean, and I'm not going to get into a debate, and it's like I heard somebody else say the other day, if it works for you, good deal, God bless you. But also be aware that and I'm even aware of this, that even though I feel great, I feel freaking amazing right now. I feel like I could go through this concrete wall. But I know there are some things that could happen down the road. Like there could be an accumulation or a long-term lack of something, and I'm feeling good, and then all of a sudden, something doesn't work out, and it's because I haven't been diligent enough in researching my lifestyle and making sure that I'm getting the most out of it. I mean, I just can't get in with the extremes. Like, you know, there's the fruitarian thing, and while I eat a lot of fruit, when people just start, when they don't consider the importance of greens and vegetables, I just can't really get behind that. I mean, once again, I think it needs to be balanced. I eat a lot of fruit. Like a lot of days now, I'm eating 20 bananas plus other fruits. I'm getting plenty of fruit in, but I wouldn't even think of only doing fruit and not getting those greens in. That's just me. Like I say, I was watching that video the other night by Dr. Jamith Sheridan, and it was mainly, you know, they were talking about different things. Iodine seems to be the one that's the toughest to supplement, and that's where I'm going to really have to do the most research to see, you know, what most people agree on is the best way to supplement and make sure you're getting enough iodine, because iodine deficiency can be a nasty one, like I said in the last video. Because he was talking about legumes in your diet. You know, some people are low on protein. We can say this thing till the cows come home, oh, there's protein in all fruits and vegetables, and there is. There's amino acids that actually are more beneficial, because that's basically what your body has to do with the protein. Anyway, it has to break it down into the usable amino acids. But there are people that are going to be deficient on protein at times. And the point he was making in this video is it's better to include a little cooked food. Like, for instance, if you need to include some steamed lentils, steamed sprouted lentils or something, it's better to include some of these things in your food that might keep you from going, you know, you have these people that have done vegan or raw vegan, and they haven't included all the things, and they haven't made sure to avoid deficiencies, and then they go back to eating animal products, and sometimes they're even, you know, maybe they've gotten to a point where they can't correct the situation without going back to animal products. Well, that's why you want to be diligent. You want to make sure you take care of your body, where it never comes a time where you almost have to do something just to get your levels back up. But you know, in the end, it's like cooking the legumes. Now, I think I can get plenty of protein. Don't take what I'm saying here the wrong way. I'm not laying the groundwork to come out and make a video one day big time and tell you I eat cooked food and do a 180. I'm just telling you that I'm always going to be a seeker, and I'm always going to have an open mind. With the legumes, we'll see. Right now, you know, I'm sprouting mung bean seeds, and I think there's mad amounts of protein in there. I don't feel like, you know, I feel like I'm doing okay. Before I was to start cooking or adding legumes, I'd have to, you know, really feel like I can't get enough protein, or I'm not getting enough protein to, you know, kind of stay tight, stay strong. But for right now, I think I can. But I'm not going, I mean, if I got stuck somewhere and had to eat cooked lentils, or even cooked black beans, I'm not going to freak out. Listen, what basically, and I've said this before, I don't want to avoid cooked food just to be part of the raw fraternity. I don't give a damn about a label. I'll change tomorrow. If I really think, listen, you know, I like this YouTube channel, I like connecting with you, I believe in this lifestyle, but if tomorrow, if I find something that tells me I need to eat cooked food in my diet to be healthier, I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to hang on and be like, well, no, it's like being a Republican or a Democrat, a Christian, a Muslim, or whatever. I've got my label and I'm going down with the ship. I'm going down with the raw vegan ship. No, I'm not going out like that. If there are certain cooked foods that would actually improve one's health, would I not want to include them just so that I could stay raw? Now, like I say, and this is about the end of my notes here, and I just expand from here when I'm writing about this. Now, what I'm doing now is working for me. Like I say, I just like to be knowledgeable. No matter what others may tell you, there is not a large percentage of raw vegans that have stayed raw vegan long term. What do we take from all of that? What do we take from all that is just the fact that you're an individual. And as I keep pounding this message over and over, you have to take responsibility for your health. You have to see what works for you, and you have to try a lot of different things. Master the basics before you get caught up in the finite details. You know, I don't say this because I don't generally write anything negative, or even that could be taken as negative. This isn't negative, but I go to a few groups on Facebook, and these are newbies. A lot of them are newbies, and some of the questions, they're getting so detailed. Oh, this particular substance, it's like they don't have the basics down. They're not even eating vegan. They're not even eating raw vegan, and they're talking about, you know, these just strange supplements, these very particular supplements, you know. Go step by step. Get the big stuff down before you get into the small stuff, but always keep your mind open and be ready for the truth. Never shy away from the truth, even if it's something that goes against everything you believe. Even if it's something you don't want to hear at the time, the truth is the truth. So that's just a little prequel to, you know, this series coming up about the deficiencies in the raw vegan lifestyle, in the vegan lifestyle, and what we can do to avoid them, and what we can do just to be healthier. What we can do to be healthier and not worry so much about these labels. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, and I think I am going to go get a little sun before I head to work. See you guys. Peace.